From Justin Bieber being sued by a mother for making girls scream too loud, to Mila Kunis getting accused of stealing a chicken by a childhood friend. Let's take a look at some pretty ridiculous celebrity lawsuits. And right off the bat, it's Justin Bieber versus Stacey Wilson Betts. For a good amount of time, it seemed like the most loved celeb to walk the earth was Justin. Girls would pretty much go crazy when they saw him perform live. But turns out not everyone was a fan of all that craziness. In particular, Stacey Wilson Betts. Let me tell you guys what went down. At his show in Oregon in 2010, Bieber climbed into a giant heart-shaped metal gondola as part of his act. Immediately, Justin was pulled over the crowd so he could wave to his fans. There, in the crowd, was Stacey, who was a stay-at-home mother of 5 and had come to the concert only because of her daughter. According to Stacey, Justin made the crowd of girls go into such a frenzy with his waving and his singing that their screams reached unsafe levels. So much so that a sound blast or something was created that permanently damaged her hearing. Betts then decided to file a lawsuit in 2012, in which she claimed that she contracted tinnitus after the concert. She also claimed that she now suffered from hearing loss, which has greatly lowered her quality of life. Because of all this suffering, Stacey then demanded around $9 million in damages from the singer. That's a lot of money. The case was later on dismissed due to multiple reasons, but most probably because you can't hold a singer accountable for screaming. Still, this wasn't the only time an artist was sued by a fan for getting injured at their concert. For instance, the Jonas Brothers were taken to court for this exact reason. These incidents are just starting to make me think that maybe concerts aren't the safest place to go to. In 2010, Ashley Johnson attended a Jonas Brothers concert at the Grove. During the concert, she was apparently pushed by the crowd into a guard fence. The impact was so bad that it left her with serious physical and emotional injuries. She may have been a huge fan of the band back then, but her fandom clearly faded away after this incident. Since Johnson decided to sue the Jonas Brothers and the management of the Grove in 2013. She claimed that both parties were aware of how many fans would be attending the show, which, by the way, was free, and argued that they should have done a better job at handling security. The whole lawsuit didn't make sense to many fans or the court, since the fault clearly was with the venue, not the band. Plus, crowd surges are also not uncommon during a concert. Directioners and believers were dealing with it all the time back then. People also couldn't understand what emotional injuries she got. Plus, it didn't help that she decided to file the suit after nearly 3 years. To no one's surprise, the case was dismissed. After this, the Jonas Brothers pretty much learned that you should never give anything for free, especially a concert. But at least they didn't get sued for stealing a chicken, because that's exactly what a woman accused Mila Kunis of doing. No, you didn't lose your hearing, and yes, she was taken to court for stealing a chicken. Plus, the woman who sued her wasn't even some stranger, guys. It was Mila's childhood friend, Christina Caro. The lady claimed that while they were both in first grade, Kunis and her attended the same school. Because of that, the two of them would visit each other's home a lot. During this time, Mila apparently developed a bond with her pet chicken, Doggy. The bond was so irresistible that she allegedly stole the chicken. Christina even claimed that Kunis confessed to stealing it after it vanished. In her lawsuit, Caro stated that she experienced a lot of mental suffering as a result and even had to go to therapy for it. She then just waited for Mila to get famous and make a ton of money and decided that it was finally time for her to pay for it. In her lawsuit, Caro asked for $5,000 in emotional damages. Even Kunis laughed the whole thing off by labeling it as a publicity stunt, since Caro was a struggling singer. Eventually, the lawsuit was dropped, all because apparently Christina found it in her heart to forgive, and she decided that only God can judge us all. It definitely didn't have anything to do with all the publicity she got. If you thought this one was bizarre, well, you better hang on tight, because Nicki Minaj was sued for stealing wig designs. It looks like hell hath no fury like a wig man snubbed. Terrence Davidson, known as the Wig Guru, filed a lawsuit in 2022 against Nicki, claiming that she stole his wig designs. Those designs included the super bass wig and the pink upper bun wig, all that apparently helped in making Nicki famous. He claimed that she sold and licensed the designs without letting him into the massive profits. Terrence planned to seek around $30 million in damages. In the lawsuit, he stated that in 2011, he and Nicki planned to go into business together, selling wigs and making a reality show. But by 2012, her team kicked him out of the business. Nicki's representatives then called the whole thing a lie. It also didn't take long for the judge to toss out the lawsuit. The judge wrote in his order that the verbal promises of future business he got from Minaj and her team were too vague. That said, do you guys remember the time when a stalker sued Taylor Swift just to get her attention? Everyone knows that celebs have a history of attracting a lot of weird people. While some of them are mostly harmless, others can be borderline dangerous. In 2015, Taylor had to deal with a superfan who went crazy trying to get her attention. The stalker, Russell Greer, attempted to drag her to court. It all started when Greer wrote a song titled "I Get You, Taylor Swift," and then attempted to get it to Swift. Her agents, who weren't allowed to pass the song on because of, the whole copyright issues, decided to send back a very polite rejection letter. That was pretty nice of them, right? Well, Russell clearly didn't take the rejection very well, because guess what he decided to do? He started sending mail and gifts directly to the singer's family. The guy was so desperate that he started begging them to give her the song. But clearly that didn't work. Greer then sued Taylor for $7,000 for causing him emotional distress. To no one's surprise, the lawsuit was dismissed. Even that didn't stop the guy. He then decided to sue her for a second time. This time, he asked for $50 million just to get her attention. Yikes. Let's hope no other girl ever catches this guy's eyes. But as crazy as this sounds, Diddy getting sued for causing 9/11 takes the cake, guys. Now, I'll admit, Diddy has been accused of many things over the years, but most of them have just been crazy conspiracy theories that included defrauding his musicians. But today, let me draw your attention to one more, lesser-known conspiracy about Diddy. Back in 2011, Valerie Joyce Wilson Turk decided to sue the rapper for $1 trillion. Yep, I did say $1 trillion. In the Rambling lawsuit, she claimed that Diddy was responsible for 9/11. I have no idea how she reached that conclusion. Not only that, but Valerie also stated that after successfully bringing down the World Trade Center, he also put her children in the hospital. And if that wasn't crazy enough, she added that he stole one of her casino chips, which was apparently worth hundreds of zillions of dollars. I don't know which claim is the most concerning out of them all. You really don't need me to tell you that the lawsuit wasn't very successful. Well, there you have it. Those were the most ridiculous celebrity lawsuits ever.